Welcome to Tips and Tricks for Counsellors and for Everyday Life. My name is Dr. Tom Edwards, and I'm the Counselling Programs Director here at the University of Divinity. I'd like to follow up on a comment that I made in a recent video. Is it good to be surrounded by nature? In that video, I talked about the importance of pot plants in the counselling room to make clients feel comfortable, to have larger indoor plants and sunshine in the waiting room to improve client well-being. But is it as simple as that? Well, of course it's not as simple as that. And it's not as simple as saying, get grass under your feet and ground yourself and you'll feel wonderful. Or go out into the forest and you'll feel great. The biophilia hypothesis is subtle and nuanced and not often well articulated. So let me just give you some headlines about how to use nature in counselling. The first one is this. The biophilia hypothesis was put forward in the Northern Hemisphere. It's popular in Europe and in North America. But where exists wilderness in these places? In Australia, we have wilderness. I've hiked along a mountain ridge the day after Boxing Day, high summer. I've hiked along that in 10 centimetres of snow and a whiteout. Wilderness is very different to garden. And so I think that some people misunderstand the biophilia hypothesis because they themselves don't have an experience of wilderness. So there may be some limitations on how we should think about the use of nature in counselling. Gardens, yes. Wilderness, maybe. The other thing is this. We've got to start to think about the textures and the shapes and the colours that are being presented. I would argue that a person might feel very different if they're surrounded by cacti and those nasty little spines than if they're surrounded by lush vegetation, beautiful flowers, princess lilies, if you will. My mother-in-law loves princess lilies. Some research that I and some colleagues did a couple of years ago also showed something interesting, and we'll finish on this point. Colour matters. Red. In nature, this is a sign of warning. If you paint the walls of your counselling room red, you will likely get clients a little bit angsty, irritated, titchy, whatever you want to call it. Think about it. In nature, red is all about danger or alertness. Red-bellied black snakes, red-back spiders, the red glow in the sky as a bushfire approaches. Now, of course, azure blue and a lush green are suggestive of relaxation. These are the colours I would go with in counselling. They're suggestive of lush environments where food is plentiful, relaxation can happen, and where relaxation can happen, people can be social. But what about yellow? And this was actually the focus of my interest at the time. Statistically, we found that yellow is associated with hope. So shouldn't we just paint our counselling rooms yellow? No. Yellow and the rising sun. Yes, absolutely natural. Absolutely wonderful. We see it in art as well. But what's really going on? In that piece of research, I made the argument that yellow as the rising sun and hope correlate with foraging for food, scarce resources, following migratory prey as they move with the sun, with the seasons. So hope and yellow may be more associated with deprivation and of dopamine than of feel-good serotonin. So, to conclude, the biophilia hypothesis is a charming hypothesis. Intuitively, so many of us love it. But think about it if you're going to implement it. Think about how your clients will respond. There's more to it than just saying nature equals good mental health and well-being. Until next time.